Right folks, I'm going to make a video about how to do Spearman's rank. Tom sent me a message today saying he's getting some weird values, so I've got an example of some data here. It's a total mass of nitrogen in fertilizer added to fields and then the concentration of nitrates in a stream, and we'd want to see if there's a correlation between the two. So the first stage to doing that, if you're using Spearman's rank, let's have a quick look actually at the equation that you get in the ISA sheet. It says here the RS value equals 1 minus 6 times the sum of D, which is the difference, squared divided by the number of samples cubed minus the number of samples. So the first thing we need to do is get this value, the sum of the differences squared, the sum of the differences squared. So if I go back to here, the first thing I'm going to need to do is work out the rank of each of the values. So the way you do that is you just assign each one a numerical value within a rank. So I've got 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I assign each number a value 1 to 7, and I always go lowest to highest. So this is the lowest value, so it should be 1, but that number is also the same value, so that these should be 1 and 2, and since they're the same, you just add 1 and 2 together and divide by 2, so each of them's 1.5, that's their rank. Ooh. And then this one would then become 3 because I've had values 1 and 2, this is value 4, this is value 5, this is value 6, and this is value 7, because actually each one is higher than the previous one apart from the first two. And then I'd need to do the same for my other set of data. I'd need to assign them each a rank. So my lowest value here is this one, so that's 1, and then my second value is that one, then that one, and actually the next one is 1.6, so that's ranked 4, and that's ranked 5, that's ranked 6, and that's ranked 7. And once you've got that, you've got to work out the difference between the ranks. So I'll change over now to using a spreadsheet to show you how to do the rest of it, but you'll have to do this without a spreadsheet, it's just a bit quicker. So if I go into my spreadsheet, I've ranked all the values, and now I need to work out the difference between the ranks, so I just put that is equal to that minus that. So one rank minus the other rank gives you the difference between the ranks. And I can do that for all my values, and then I need to do the difference squared, and that's really simple. That's just equal to that multiplied by itself, and then I've got the difference squared. So if we go back to the equation, now I need to work out the sum and then multiply that by 6. So I'll work out the sum and then multiply it by 6. So the sum is equal to the sum. I'm doing this a very quick way, sorry folks, you can't do it this way. You can do it this way in practice, but in the real thing you'll need to do it. You'll need to have all your calculations in your ISA, so that's my sum of all those values, and then I need to multiply that by 6, so this cell can be, in fact I'll carry on down actually, so that's the sum, this is the sum times 6, so that equals that times 6, and next I need to divide by the number of values cubed minus the number of values. So the number of values cubed minus the number of values. So if I go back to my spreadsheet, that is, the number of values is 7. So if I put in n cubed, it doesn't let me, I'll just put n cubed minus n. So that is 7 times 7 times 7 times 7 times 7, 7 cubed, and then I've got to take away 7 from that. Minus 7. So that's 336. 7 cubed minus 7. And then I divide my sum of x divided by n. So I'm going to do sum of d squared times by 6, and then it's divided by this value, n cubed minus n. So that equals 15 divided by 336. So I've got 0.045. And finally, I have to, if we look back at the equation, have to do 1 minus that value, 1 minus that value. So if I go back and do 1 minus that value, I'm not going to write out what this is, you know what it is, but it's 1, this equals 1 minus this value. Okay. So my RS value in this case is 0.955, and when Tom emailed me, he said that he thought the value should be between -1 and 1. He's absolutely right, and he couldn't understand why his values weren't. Well, you can see if you do this correctly, what I suspect is that you weren't ranking the values correctly, Tom.